They're gonna tune out if you don't say anything.
Okay, well, you said something first, so hey, everybody! Happy Fursuit Friday!
Happy Fursuit Friday.
So,
Feathery.
as I alluded to in my announcement video from before, we've been watching a bunch of things that we have to do reviews on. The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 video will be coming eventually, but for now, we are talking about a bunch of movies and series where heroes go bad. I think that's how we decided about it, right?
Yes. Evil Supes.
So, like I thought this shirt would be fairly fitting. As
It does fit you quite well.
one of the movies we watched was Superman Red Sun, which is basically a story about what would happen if little baby Kal-El landed in Mother Russia instead of in Kansas, in Nebraska, right? Is it Nebraska?
Alexa, where was Superman born?
He was born in Krypton.
Oh, that's right. He was born in Krypton, New Jersey.
Anyhow, so this was actually a fairly radical change for the series, as everybody was so very different, but still recognizable as the characters you're familiar with. It was a lot of fun. I was definitely glad we saw this. Definitely recommend it to anybody who is a fan of DC characters. Not even necessarily you're a Superman fan, but yeah, if you like the DC universe, you'd probably enjoy this. Let's see, what year did this come out? I feel like this isn't that old. I think it only just came out a couple years ago. Yeah.
I came out a couple of years ago.
Let's see. The only year I'm seeing back here is that the code expires in 2021. So probably 2020 or 2019 or something. Anyhow, yeah, definitely recommend Superman Red Sun. It's not so much that he's evil, it's just that he doesn't have the American sensibilities and has a different perspective on how to use his powers for the betterment of humankind.
Yeah. He's not a bad Superman. He's just drawn that way.
Good one. And the other one I have here is Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. This is a much older movie, one that I had seen many years ago, but decided to watch again. Some YouTube videos I saw started making me want to check it out again. But yeah, this one, I wish the years were a little more clear on these things. Maybe it says on the disc here. Riveting content.
Tiny print.
Of course, it says how long it is.
Yeah, let me see it. I've got birds.
Anyhow.
My eyes are bigger.
Well, anyhow,
No, they're not.
definitely also a good movie, but this one is more animated in the style of the old Justice League cartoons. In it, basically, an alternate universe, a parallel Earth to their own.
In another dimension, in another time and space.
Lex Luthor is a hero, and all of the Justice League members that we know are all twisted evil characters who are, basically ruling over the people, and the people we know as the Legion of Doom are the only ones trying to combat them. And Lex Luthor is like one of the last remaining vestiges of those freedom fighters, and he manages to find a way to travel to the main DC universe that we all know, with all the heroes we love, and he recruits their help to help fight their evil doppelgangers. And it's fairly interesting to see, once again, a different take on similar characters. Lex still looks like Lex, but he's also, does not have an evil streak, and even though they suspect he's up to no good at a few different times, he means well, and he wants to save his world.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, definitely an older one to check out. This one, you got voices of Mark Harmon, James Woods, Gina Torres, William Baldwin. So a bunch of different famous names in there. I think this one
Billy Baldwin.
is not filled with celebrities. I think they actually did just keep the uh, like voice actor people. But I don't quote me on that one. What we got on your side there?
We've got which one will we first? Let's do Brightburn.
Yes, Brightburn.
Movie I had been curious about, and
Indeed.
I knew that it couldn't have done too well because it got basically no advertising.
Yeah.
And yes, it was a low-budget affair.
Yes, I did not know that going in. I knew somebody who had seen it and had enjoyed it. But I was on the fence. I didn't end up going to see it back when it came out. I want to say like 2020, 2019, something like that. But yeah, basically similar type of story, except obviously this is live action, and it's about a boy who is basically it's if you know Dragon Ball, it's like if Goku didn't hit his head and still had that evil streak in him. So in this one, the young boy starts to discovering he has Superman powers and does not have the people raising him did not do a well enough job of teaching him how to behave, I guess, just to put it lightly. And yeah, it's definitely more of a horror movie angle to it than just an action movie. There is definitely a lot of like graphic violence and gore in there. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, you may enjoy this. It is like she said, a low budget type of movie, but it's still got a few famous names in there you might recognize. And
Elizabeth Banks.
There's definitely a few good
Men.
graphic violence scenes in there that
Yes,
I think they did pretty well. Some not as much, but
Yeah.
definitely some really good ones in
There's
there.
a lot of drama and
Oh, yeah.
everyday life stuff punctuated by scenes where it's like if the CW were to make a theatrical movie. It's a lot of talking and character development and things happening just outside of frame.
Yeah.
And
Although not
then-
always. Not always.
Not always. And some of the special effects were great, and some
Indeed.
were a little cringy.
Yeah.
Like when
a
he's
little bit.
flying around in certain areas.
Yeah.
It was like, it looked...
But
Yeah, it
at
looked
the same
like
time,
a-
it's hard to pull off flying to make it look
to make it look
really
good in this kind of a setting. But ultimately, I thought it was okay. It felt kind of flat. I mean,
Yeah.
it was...
It definitely could have been better.
Yeah.
I'd say probably I'd give it a C.
Yeah, I'd give it a C. Basically, yeah, it's just Superman. But he's also bad.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of... there's a couple plot threads that don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
You're
disappointment
like, oh,
there.
this is really going to play into things. And like,
Yeah.
nope. The thing has... So some things happen that are just never explained.
Yeah.
And I think that could be because they were planning an expanded universe.
Yes,
for
the
franchise.
movie is definitely left where they're gonna potentially do another one, but I don't think
They have
I don't
not
think
even...
they are making another.
As of the time of us doing this video, nothing has been confirmed. James Gunn, because he was, he helped out, or there were a lot of James Gunn's people, a few of them anyway, a few of them pop up in here. And, yeah, it is, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we haven't gotten confirmation yet, and we're not sure, we're going to wait till this project's done, and then it just keeps it's been pushed aside for many years now.
For those unaware, James Gunn is the guy who did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Everybody's aware of this.
Maybe they are.
Anybody watches your channel.
He has now moved on to working for DC. He also did he also do the Suicide Squad movie?
Yes, he did the last.
Yeah,
most
the
recent.
Suicide Squad.
He did the most recent one.
The better one.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. So if that's your kind of thing, definitely worth looking into for cheap. Don't pay too much to go see it, but otherwise, yeah, it's worth checking out if that's your
It
thing.
takes place in the same universe as another James Gunn superhero movie.
Oh yeah, that's Super. You're right. Okay, I'd forgotten about that little Easter
It's
egg.
not really relevant to the plot.
Yeah.
It's just a neat thing, like. And then we
Now
have.
this one is kind of tangentially related. It's not exactly.
It's more of a meta
Yeah.
superhero thing. It's the idea that Birdman.
This is actually a Best Picture Oscar winner.
Yes, this is basically because this is
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Oh my God.
Batman.
And
from the classic.
Most notably Batman.
Yes.
Most relevantly Batman.
Yes.
He's been in quite a few things like Duplicity and
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity. Dang it.
I love that movie.
He also did some indie movie I watched where he just played a quirky neighbor.
Really?
But not like a slapstick quirky neighbor, just kind of awkward and to the point. Of course, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, he definitely is like so. He gets so lost in that role.
Yeah, Mr.
You don't
Mom.
even think about him as being that character.
But yeah, but in this, like, he's basically an actor, a washed-up actor that starred in a superhero franchise movies, a series of a superhero franchise.
Yes.
That is likened unto Batman.
Yes, exactly.
It's basically an actor who played a bird superhero in these high-budget Hollywood flicks, and now he's trying to make it as a serious stage actor to try and prove that he's not just like a one-note actor, and he's trying to resurrect his career through possibly thin pretenses. He might just be doing it to feed his ego.
Indeed. But yeah, this movie is also going to be part of the group of Best Picture Oscar winner movies, if we ever get around to watching enough of those to make it to a full video. But yeah, Michael Keaton is also, like we said, he's Batman, and he will be in the new movie The Flash coming out soon.
Who's he playing in The Flash? The Batman.
Yeah. So anyhow, so we'll probably be doing a review of that when that comes out. But yeah, we've also got these other ones that we watched on Amazon.
Yeah, so we don't have a physical thing to show, but it is we watched The Boys.
Yes.
And
took a while. There's 3 seasons and an animated animated miniseries called
Diabolical.
The Boys Presents Diabolical.
Yes.
And they're all fantastic. It is definitely, I'd say it's way better than any of the stuff on TV, on regular TV. They feel like they got like a much better writing team, much better budget. The cast of actors are all really great.
Yes, very fantastic.
I do not think there's anybody in that show that I disliked for reasons other than, you know, their character is human garbage, and you're supposed to hate them.
Yes.
You know, everybody in that did a phenomenal job playing their characters, and you're desperate to find out what's going to happen next every time.
Yes, absolutely. Like you're
always
left wanting more.
But it also doesn't keep toying with you and you know, making you go like, oh, come on! What happened?
Yeah, I mean, maybe for like a season cliffhanger.
Yeah, that. But I mostly mean just like a certain Marvel show that comes to mind where, you know, a character is going to do something and then we don't get to see what happens, or we see the aftermath of what happens, we don't get to see how it got there, you know, or anything like that. They are very graphic. They show you the things that go down. They have quite the special effects budget. You know, there's none of this reuse stock footage type stuff. You know, the characters aren't just doing the same thing over and over, and you know, just shortcutting on anything. They do a phenomenal job of keeping things fresh. and the fact that the cast is maintained throughout. There's characters that are killed off here and there, but those that aren't pretty much stick around and keep the story keeps going with them. We don't ever say goodbye to a character who's still alive, as far as I can recall. What would you say?
Yeah, there was a couple.
Really?
There's not many.
Oh yeah, well I guess the dad.
Yeah, and one of the superheroes like goes into hiding.
Okay, I guess I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, for the most part, like if they're a main character in the story, they're around. You'll find out more about them. You'll get backstory. That is definitely one thing, is that the series starts out in the middle of this world already being a thing, and you have to keep watching to find out,
Yeah, they fill in the gap.
what these characters are about and why they do the things they do. And I have to say, one of the greatest things is that even the characters that are bad, you still kind of like feel for them. You kind of want to see what they're gonna do. You don't just hope they get taken out. You actually want to see where they're gonna go, what they're gonna do next. Definitely the show, I'd say, with the greatest villains. In there, you're definitely intrigued by what they're gonna do.
Yeah, most of the villains are superheroes. They're basically, there aren't real super villains in the show like traditionally.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
they're
much.
all just superheroes that have gone bad,
Yes.
or who are always bad and were just had this facade put on by the
Mhm.
company that they work for / created them.
It's a lot of different shades of gray. There's characters who are like completely black as far as how evil they are, and then there are characters who are only kind of evil but can do good, and then there are characters who are a very light shade of gray, who dip their toes into doing bad things but for the greater good. So very, very nuanced characters in that. And the animated series Diabolical is a bunch of vignettes, some featuring the main characters from the series, others just being regular people that exist in this world that the franchise has created.
It is an anthology series.
Yes.
So they are not interconnected. And a good number of the episodes do not even take place in the same universe as the show we've been, the live action show. A good portion of them possibly do, and there's a few that definitely really seem like they belong as part of the main continuity.
There was at least one episode where one of the recurring characters from the series is entirely different looking and voiced by somebody else, and it's clearly meant to be based off of, I guess, the comic books version of them instead of the series version, which is a little strange, and can like really make you go, huh? But it's still very entertaining, and you don't feel lost too long. You figure out who this character's supposed to be pretty quick. What's that?
Quick, never mind.
But anyway, each of the episodes is animated in a different art style or different look. They aren't all the same style going through. They're all vastly different looking things. Yeah. If the intro with the dog at the title sequence wasn't there, you could easily just think this is some other cartoon. Like if there weren't like little pieces in there that tied it to being in the boys' universe, for some of them, you would not even think this is the same series. It could be its own show. And I definitely think each one of them you could make into a show.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, certainly some of them have less legs than others.
One of them looks like Rick and Morty.
Yes, there was one that was done in the Rick and Morty style of art.
And, of course, Justin Roiland was in there. I think he wrote it, actually.
Oh. But anyhow, definitely recommend that.
But there was another animated
Yes,
superhero show
the first
we
one
watched.
we watched was Invincible.
That, honestly, out of all of
Which
them...
season 2 is coming. I believe
finally.
there is a trailer or something.
Very
When I
nice.
was looking up the picture for the thumbnail, I saw a thing saying Invincible season 2,
Very nice.
so that it is coming. Both The Boys and Invincible are based off of a comic series. One that I was entirely unfamiliar with before seeing these. But yeah, basically the show is about a young boy who is discovering that both that his dad is a superhero and that he is developing his own set of superpowers.
His dad is basically Superman, and
His name is Omni-Man.
yes, and he's starting to develop similar powers.
And yeah, the title is his hero name,
Yes.
as he feels like his superpowers give him an invincible body.
Yes.
Though
and then
frequently his name is how do we put this, challenged, let's say.
Yes, he gets defeated plenty. He's definitely not invincible. He doesn't die, but
apparently though he is invincible in that he never quits. He never gives up.
Oh yes.
At least that's what I remember reading about back when we were watching this. After watching it, I mean. Yeah, that his namesake is more towards the fact that he never quits. No matter how heavy the odds are against him, he never gives up. But yeah, this one also has quite the cast of characters. Some that are around far less than some of the other shows. But we do get to know a bit about some of them, even the ones that get killed off. We get to find out more about them later. And yeah, this one actually does have supervillains in it.
Yes, it is definitely animated more like it's basically the same art style as Young Justice.
Oh yes, I can agree to that one. That's another one I need to get to see.
It definitely feels way more familiar than like The Boys did.
Yes,
like it does feel like a Young Justice type series, with the exception of it's a little more gory.
Yes,
and your heroes could actually die.
Now that was the other thing. Like before we saw The Boys, I was blown away by how like realistic the the combat and the violence was compared to most other superhero properties, where it's like, oh, they like everybody got away. Oh, the building was evacuated in time, and other things like that. They had their parachutes. They're okay. Yeah, stuff like that. That does not happen in this show. The body count is realistic towards if people had there were creatures and people with these terrible powers, and they use them for villainy. But yeah, it is definitely a lot more along the lines of like the animated hero shows that you may have seen, as far as the look of the show. But otherwise, it is far more graphic of a show. And one of the kind of neat things they do with the title card each episode is more and more blood gets splattered on the title card as the season progresses.
Yeah, they always say a line that leads up to him saying invincible, but right before the character can say invincible,
or anybody, not always just him, but yeah, somebody tries to say
character.
Okay,
ambiguous.
Fair. Sorry.
But yeah, then the logo would come up and then blood would spatter, and there's more and more as the series progresses.
But yeah, it is definitely a very interesting show, worth checking out. I definitely cannot say any of the things we're talking about today are something that I wouldn't recommend for one reason or another. The only exception would be Birdman is the odd series out here.
Not enough birds in it.
Yeah, not a lot of birds.
Not a lot of birds.
But yeah, that one is definitely more of a drama, and
also not a lawyer. Not a lawyer.
Yes, he's not an attorney. He's not an attorney at law. But yeah, the main gimmick is that it's filmed to look like it's all in one take.
Yes.
And granted, they do lots of long takes. They manage to like stick them together in such a way that looks like the cut has not happened. But they're there.
Yeah.
It's still really cool to watch.
Lapse at certain points here and there. But yeah, it is very interesting, and it's a lot of you definitely need to think. Like it's not nothing. There's like a point to be made with the movie, and it's not just laid out there like a typical superhero movie.
Indeed. And yeah, like I said, they won the best picture. So
if you have one you're on the fence about skipping.
Oh, okay, Brightburn. Okay.
I'm sorry, it was okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was okay. I think all of these are worth watching. The only ones I'd say were questionable
are those two.
Would be these two. But
mostly because they're different than what you might be wanting to get.
If you're looking for just a straight up superhero movie, these don't fit the mold as cleanly. But Birdman, I think I can't figure out how to show the one I have in my head.
That's Brightburn. There you go, Birdman.
Yeah, this one is a good movie for a different reason.
Oh, it won Best Picture, so it should be.
Yeah, but not every movie that won Best Picture I think is a genuinely good movie.
That is a point that we'll be going over when we get to that video eventually.
It won't be too harsh.
But we've seen a handful of the Best Picture Best Picture winners, and gonna try to watch a few more, and we'll get back to you on that one in a future video. As well as, like I said, I'll be doing a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and probably The Flash as well. But until then, hope you enjoyed our video with these rather loosely related superhero-themed properties here. And yeah, check us out on twitch.tv, twitch.tv/transientplayer, and twitch.tv/ChicagoThePanda. And until next time, happy Fursuit Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Also, see you at Anthrocon.
Yay.
Video about our schedule coming up in the future as well.